Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to show you how to do a slip stitch. So I'm going to be using a 5.5 millimeter hook or an eye hook. And I'm just using a standard 4-ply light gray yarn. This is from Red Heart Super Saver, which you can get at any store. Well, store that sells yarn, I guess I should say. And this stitch is very, very basic. Oh, sorry, my yarn's all tangled up, I guess. It's very basic, but it's such an important stitch. Even the most complicated patterns will require the most basic stitches, so that's why I always advise you guys to really try and memorize these as much as possible. Build that muscle memory, so that way when a pattern calls for something, you can just go ahead and automatically do it. So I just did a slip stitch and now I'm chaining 11. I'm on the third chain. If you feel like I'm going too fast for you, please feel free to check out my chain stitches tutorial. It does show you how to do a slip knot as well as chain stitches. For the purpose of this video, because this is for the slip stitch, I'm going to be going a lot faster. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. All right, so I just chained 11 stitches. And so you are more than welcome to continue doing chain stitches and then practicing going back and doing the slip stitch if you'd like, or if you want, you can build rows so you can just keep adding to it and practice that way. It's completely up to you what you feel comfortable in doing. And so we're going to skip the first chain stitch and then go right into the second one. So we're skipping that one, not doing anything with it, and putting our hook into the second chain stitch, just like that. And then we're going to grab the yarn, pull through one loop, and then pull through the other. And that's it. That is a slip stitch. So you just put your hook in the chain stitch, grab the yarn, slip through both, just like that. And just be careful. When I first started, I always got my slip and single crochet stitches mixed up because they're both very, very similar. And that's part of the reason why it's so important to build that muscle memory, because it is important to be able to distinguish between stitches. But please don't feel like I know everything. I always have to reference back sometimes when I do a pattern. I'm like, oh, I forgot how to do this, or I forgot to do that. Like a front post or a back post, or even sometimes a half double crochet. I'm like, wait, how do you do that again? So it's just something that happens. Our brains can only hold so much information, and sometimes we just forget, and that's okay. There we go. So what I showed in my chain tutorial is it's always important to put your hook underneath the yarn or your yarn over the hook. And then when you grab the yarn, try not to put the hook facing up like this, because it does get caught. What I always do is I like to either put it on the side or below, and then just like that. And then to continue our second row, we're just going to chain one and then flip our work. Okay? And then you just pull your hook through the chain. I don't know why, but with the slip stitch, the stitches are very, very tight, even when you're using the correct tension. It's very strange. So you just kind of have to muscle your way through each stitch. See what I mean? Ah. Sometimes you have to just try a different strategy. There we go. And then just grab the yarn, pull through both. And that's it. That's the slip stitch. And so you just basically just continue putting your hook through each slip stitch and practicing how to do that. Chain one, and then just keep practicing that slip stitch. You can even add enough stitches so that you can make a dish or a washcloth. I always tell people when they ask me, oh, what pattern or project do you recommend for beginners? I always recommend washcloths. They're simple, they're easy, and they help you with edging, so that way you can keep your edges straight. That was one of the things that I struggled with a lot as a beginner as well, is keeping my edges straight. I would always, I don't know how, but I would always add an extra stitch, or I would somehow get rid of a stitch, and my edges were always off, as well as my stitches, because I didn't count them. So that's why it's important to just start with basics, and then you can go ahead and do more complicated projects. All right, so that's how you do a slip stitch. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and please like and subscribe as well. And I am so excited to continue our crocheting journey together. I will be posting most or more videos of these, showing you how to do basic stitches, as well as how to do other projects. So I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.